Oh, stop running! Shut up! Turn around! Put your hands behind your back!
In policing, every car stop is an unknown. And sometimes those unknowns can be in the form of a driver who gives you a fake name and then decides to run. But you're going to likely get them into custody, but very rarely does it turn into the person that you get into custody is a wanted fugitive for murder. This is one of those.
72, Audio and Lee on a gray Chevrolet Equinox. This almost cost me on a video. We just first saw, we were showing that it was expired due to, I guess, it's picking up on the red tag because you don't have the updated tag on the plate. Yes, man. When I type in, it's come back clear. But you have the audio on you, sir? You have a driver's license. You got a picture of it.
Whenever I stop a car, if the passenger does most of the talking, it's kind of a red flag. Under the circumstances, talking about registration, maybe the car is registered to her and maybe that's why she's talking. But the responses from the driver being hesitant like that when asked for driver license or to identify themselves is definitely going to be a red flag. Something to watch for.
Hey, what's your last name? Spell it. K-A-R-E-E-L. Slow down, say it again. K-A-R-E-E-L. E-E-L? E-E-L. What's your last name?
What's my last name? Frank.
What's your first name?
Frank.
Who?
Frank.
Damn. That's not coming back.
So you've heard me mention the name game before, and the name game in policing is when a person attempts to give you a fake name or date of birth or social security number to try to throw you off from who they really are. It sounds like that's what's happening here, and it looks like the officer's going down the right path for the name game.
Hey, it ain't coming back. Write it down. First and last name, date of birth.
This is a really good tactic. I'm very impressed by this officer doing that, because if you have a person write down the name, in fact, try it yourself, have whoever's watching the show with you say, okay, write down someone else's name, date of birth, and see how fluidly they write that information and that it matches the initial information that they gave. Bonus. Once a person writes that information down on a pad, if it turns out to be fake, guess what that piece of paper now is? An excellent piece of evidence that they were attempting to give false information to the police officer, and that would likely be impounded. Good stuff.
Is out of Georgia? That's not coming back. You sure that's the right person last name? And you got no picture of your ID?
I only brought my phone.
Because before I let you go, you got to confirm that it's you, that I'm talking to you. So what we doing?
Give me a minute to my phone. Come back
You said what?
So you might just show me a minute to my phone. Come back on.
Say it again?
So you might just
charge your phone.
So it's hard to hear what the driver is saying, but he's saying that he has the information on his phone, but he said his phone battery's dead. Officer's okay, it's dead. I'll wait. Charge your phone. Let's get your name and information correct. I like the tenacity of the officer. I also want to just mention, again, look at the tactical advantage the officer has being behind this B pillar. Sometimes I see in the comments people say, well, how is that advantageous? It's advantageous because the driver has to go like this. In order to do anything or engage an officer, they have to extend themselves. It's definitely a safer position for a lot of different tactical reasons, and this gives you a good POV.
But step up from me. I'm going to tell you for now till we figure out who you are, all right? Turn around. Step up.
Bro, I'm not
Step
really
up.
comfortable with this.
That's
bro.
fine. Step up. Step up. Put the car in park. Fuck, bro. He don't got shit on him. Hey, watch out! Hey, bro, stop! Oh, stop running! Hey, bro, stop!
Hey, we got more. Oh, he empty. Oh, what's left? That's good.
Stand up! Stand down! Don't move! Don't move! Bro, don't move! Relax!
Shut the fuck out! Shut the fuck out! Turn around! Put your hands behind your back!
Relax!
Turn around, dog. You figure out who you are. That's it.
Send me that code. Okay.
Give me your left hand, man.
First thing I gotta say is this video is edited in a way where there's a lot of jumps. So there are some things that we likely missed in the interaction. There was a backup officer at the patrol car the whole time. I didn't see him at the suspect vehicle. I only saw them interact the driver's side. So that's important. I also want to just mention there was a point where the suspect almost gets hit by a car as he blindly runs into the street. Officers have to have that caution to say, I'm not just blindly running into the street after a person, because vehicles are not going to stop, because you have to right away at that moment. You've got to make sure you have the presence of mind to stop. Fortunately, no one got hit by a car, because it would have been horrific for just about everyone there. The other thing, really crucial, officers are going to pick up on this, and a lot of you who watch my channel, because I tell you to watch the hands. In the suspect's right hand, he has a dark phone, which running and holding this thing is incredibly dangerous. And as they're taking him into custody, he's holding it in his hand. I mean, can you differentiate between this running really quickly, especially if you have darkness? I mean, this guy's running with this phone, and his wasn't even this color on the other side. People, don't run from the police and don't have anything in your hands. And if you end up on a jury or witnessing one of these incidents, watch the hands and see what the officer's perspective can be just from your space, how dangerous that could potentially be. The other thing I want to mention is it took an extended period of time to handcuff the suspect. And I know that that can happen. And I'm going to say that these officers did exactly what they need to do to get the guy into custody. But training with handcuffs becomes something that officers don't end up doing a lot. In the tactic that you use, your handcuffs should be able to go on very, very quickly. The maintenance of your handcuffs, are you oiling your handcuffs? Are you training and practicing with your cuffs frequently? I went through periods in my career where I didn't train as much with my handcuffs as I should have. That's one of your most utilized tools, and you should be fluid. They should be able to go on very, very quickly and smoothly. I can watch a scene and I can watch an incident and I can tell you how well an officer trains by how efficiently they can place handcuffs on a person.
I want to change. Come on, get it up. Hey, Clutch. Is there a black Equinox around there? A black Chevy is still around there? It's not there?
Thank you.
Damn. They stopped, but
You got out.
I know it was giving name and date of birth, but because I ran it, it wasn't coming up, so.
This is a good piece of information. In many, many studies that have been done about policing and injuries to police officers, very frequently foot pursuits end up either number 1 or number 2 in ways that officers get injured most frequently in police work.
Let me do this. Do it. Give the lick call for the people. Where are you running?
Because I'm not comfortable. He said he was going to detain me because I didn't have my ideas. That's weird to me.
Did they give you correct name and date of birth?
If everything correct.
Say if nothing is wrong, why are you running away?
I was uncomfortable. It didn't feel like, I don't understand why I was being put. He wanted to detain me for not.
To check out who you are.
But you don't got to detain me.
Yeah, we got to detain you to
Why?
determine who you are. Because the name and date of birth that you gave him, obviously it's not coming up in the system. So that's why we're going to detain you to verify who you are.
Step in the car for a second.
Or I got to get in the car.
You have to be in the car. Or lower the window down for you.
You got an ID or license out of Georgia, right?
No, I got one out of California. And I got my,
Look, California.
Only Cali?
yeah, I got Cali and then I got my. No, what you put when you put them up?
I think Georgia still do Cali. You got a picture of your ID on your phone? You said what? Okay. You got your phone. See if you can pull it up.
My phone dead right now.
So it's dead? You see?
Is there any officer that has a fingerprint scanner? Any officer that has a fingerprint scanner?
That name ain't popping up. At least the person is popping up to it saying they're 6 feet tall.
No, I ain't 6 feet tall.
You say you are?
I said, no, I'm not 6 feet tall.
Okay.
Let me explain something about identifying people. Every state has Department of Motor Vehicles. If you have a driver license, the police are going to be able to, no matter what state you are from, they're going to be able to check your driver license status. In all 50 states, officers have that ability, and that's a way of identifying you. In addition to that, there are local, state, and federal systems that your information may or may not be in, and officers can jive that information no matter what state they're in. So playing the name game is only going to elongate the time that you are in custody and likely get you more charges. It's kind of fun to watch these play out. And as this continues to go on, you're going to likely see how officers can identify people. I had a lot of time doing that in Vegas. Las Vegas is probably one of the biggest places where you would get people who wanted to start a new life and start a new identity. And I got a lot of experience with that on Las Vegas Boulevard and on Fremont Street very early and throughout my career.
I was just in a car with him.
You were just in a car with him?
Yeah, when he ran.
You were in the vehicle? So where's the vehicle?
It's right there. I just parked it.
Oh, I thought you had left.
I just parked it.
How long have you known him?
For a couple of months.
What's his name?
Prince Omar Abdul Kareem.
That's the name he gave?
That's not coming down.
November,
Another year.
I think 99, 25, 26. I don't know why he ran. He wasn't doing nothing.
Where is he originally from?
I was born in LA.
LA. If everything comes back straight, then he'll be free to go. For right now, we're just trying to verify who he is.
Okay.
So for right now, he's just detained. He's not in custody.
Okay.
Does he have a driver's license?
Yeah, he does, but he just lost it like yesterday. He told me he couldn't find it.
I find it interesting the officer saying that he's just detained. And I'm just wondering why it's just detained, because in most jurisdictions that I know of, if you run from the police and there's a use of force and they take you into custody, you're going to be arrested and you're going to likely go to jail. So I don't know what the whole purpose of is saying that he's just detained, because that limits what you can do and the time limit that you can have the person in custody. I'm not quite sure why they mentioned that, because that would just make their investigation more restricted. But again, there are a lot of edits and I'm not quite sure some of the things that may likely be going on.
Bro, your info is not coming back, bro. Why would you take out running, bro? Make it make sense.
I just really ain't feel comfortable with that, bro. That feel kind of weird to me. I don't understand why
You sound crazy.
Why you out detaining me if it don't got nothing to do with me? It's not my car.
You driving the car. Once you hop in that driver's seat and cut the car on, you taking full responsibility of what comes with the car on the Georgia roadways. That's how it works. If you didn't know that, you know it now. I'm just gonna put John Doe for now and take him to city, and they'll just be able to ID him, and I'll just run it when I get to city.
So what happens is it becomes a contest of wills when a person doesn't tell you the information, because you're like, I gotta figure out who this person is. I can't just let them go. So what we normally do is what's called a John Doe booking. And the John Doe booking, I've explained these before, is where you book a person and you just list them as John Doe, and then you fingerprint them, and then when the fingerprints come back, that's when you figure out who the person likely is. And now with technology, they have fingerprint readers that you can do in the field as well. But what happens if you get booked as a John Doe is elongate the time that you're in custody, and you get an additional charge for providing false information. Also, if you get booked in as a John Doe, that becomes one of your aliases. And I've seen some really interesting aliases. So when people get booked into jail, if they want to yell at a cop and say, hey, what's your name? And they say a-hole. Sometimes officers will list that as an alias, and you'll run a person in a whole bunch of different aliases. People say, I'm God. And you'll see there's a whole bunch of people who have an alias in the system. Las Vegas is notorious for people with the most wild aliases, and people who end up getting booked one time because they want to go to Vegas and do this whole what happens in Vegas thing. There are so many people that have just one horrific Las Vegas story. Every Vegas cop has interacted many times with people with that one horrific Vegas story.
That's what y'all do? This for my report. So this your cousin, brother, husband, boyfriend? Who is it to you? Boyfriend?
So what's your name, man? You ever had a Georgia license?
No, I never had a Georgia
Where you from?
license. California.
Got a California license?
Yeah.
Is that your real name or your
You need a family.
Okay. And you had a California license before, not a Georgia. How long you been in Georgia? Yeah. So everything about you is in California?
Sure.
And all right. Okay. That's you. Because you don't want no more charges of false representations. Because if I find out this is not you, you're going to get another charge. Huh?
What's the first charge?
Huh?
The first charge.
Well, for running. But if you, it don't matter. I'm going to put a charge on you for false representation to an officer. If this is not your information.
Okay.
So this is your 100% your information. No lie, no nothing.
No lie, no lie. You got the middle one. You got both my middle names. Umar Abdullah.
Okay.
I just started to look in the car because it's right here.
The state is on. Oh no, shit. Look fake.
Oh yeah, that look fake. Yeah, that's a fake out there. Alright. So any leeway that you had is done. Because I know you're lying about who you is. So we finna cut the bullshit. Because I looked you up. Ain't no Prince in the whole fucking United States. What's your middle name?
My name is Omar Abdullah.
That ain't it. So, all right. So what is gonna happen is you cool. We're gonna take you to jail. You get no bond. You fine. You going about your business. Have a good day.
Hey, how old are you? Bro, you making this shit harder than what it's supposed to be. How old are you? Huh? 25. Hey, real quick. Once we get down to the city jail and it's a whole new name, look, obstruction all day. You got a fake ID on you, big dog. Wrong decal on your vehicle. Disorderly conduct. If we get down to the jailhouse and it's a whole new name and that's not your name, that's more charges. I'm trying to work with you here. I ain't trying to put no more charges on it than what it already is, okay? That make sense? Or you just don't give a fuck?
Nah, it ain't got nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? We could just go.
Bro, what's your name, bro?
That's my name, bro. I'm just...
Bro, you know your ID is fake. That's a fake Georgia ID. I'm not no new ass officer. I can look at it and tell it's fake, bro.
I didn't show you no good ID.
Huh?
I didn't show you no ID.
What?
I didn't show you no ID.
We got a copy of your ID, man.
So this is interesting, and for the crime buffs, you're going to probably like this section right here. So what we have is officer retrieved what is he believes to be a fake identification with this guy's picture on it that the officer recovered from another location. The guy never presented that to the officer. So in many places, the elements of the crime for having a fake ID means you have to either have it in your possession or present it to an officer. So are the elements of the crime there? In every jurisdiction, this charge is different. In many places, it's just a misdemeanor. But again, it's interesting to think through these things to see if you have the elements of the crime, and many times it's possession or presenting it when it comes to a fake identification.
You on the run from something.
No, I'm not.
All right, that explaining why your name ain't coming back.
All right, I've been real chill with your ass the whole time, right? So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna act on file for a fingerprint scan. I'm gonna scan you myself, all right? I have to know who the fuck you are. All right? We got to, because I ain't, you've been real chill. I ain't trying to have them force you to do it. And I feel like that's unnecessary. You grown as fuck. And I'm a man, you a man, and we gonna treat this thing like two adults. All right? Or we can just do it the similar way. You just go ahead and go get fingerprints.
It's not about you, bro.
I know.
It's about,
What's the problem?
I'm not comfortable with that, and that's something that I feel firmly I'm
No, at this point, you have all your rights, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you are transitioning over to the city of Atlanta jail. Now, at this point, you kind of becoming property of this thing, in a sense. So at this point, you do have to ID yourself. Are you wanted for a type of crime or anything like that?
No,
So what's the problem? Shut the fuck out and go get fingerprint scan. You can be out today and tomorrow. It's easy.
I'm stand on it.
Huh?
I just don't want to do it.
So he does not want to do the fingerprint scanner with the officer right there. The officer's telling him, you're going to get another charge if you continue to give this fake information. And the guy doesn't want to give it. And knowing that the fake information is a misdemeanor, one has to surmise that it's going to be a more serious charge that he is likely hiding. He's not going to be released. No officer worth their weight in salt is going to release this guy. Until you are identified, you're going to be in custody. You're just prolonging the inevitable.
Fingerprint you and we can get the fuck out of here. You can get out of jail. You want to be in jail?
Don't.
What?
I said I don't.
There's something I want to mention to the young aspiring officers. When it comes to what we're witnessing right now, and I'm going to talk about the officer that's talking to the suspect that's in the back of the vehicle. Language and professionalism matter. I'm not telling this officer how to do his job or how he wants to connect with this person. Sometimes people will do that so they can connect with people. This video can be looked back upon and then they're going to say, this is how you speak. Is this how you speak to everyone? No one can ever tell you that you did wrong if you operate and speak and engage people in a professional manner. And I'm not saying this officer is being unprofessional. What I'm saying is you have to be cognizant of the fact that everything that comes out of your mouth as an officer will at some point be scrutinized, and make wise word choices as you engage with people.
Be civilized. At this point, you have to face the music like a man. You can't keep acting like a child, bro. Doing all this, come on. Doing the extra steps is like childlike. Take your L, you did what you did. You're gonna go in here, uncover, fingerprint you, and you can go on about your motherfucking day. And just deal with it at a later time and to privacy of your own home. That's way more logic. That's not more logic?
I'm okay, bro.
Huh?
So I'm okay.
Huh?
I said I'm okay.
Huh?
I said I'm okay.
What?
I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it.
So what's interesting is that the officer is kind of asking about taking his fingerprint from the reader. I don't know of any law that prohibits the officer under these circumstances from being able to take the fingerprint from the reader. And so maybe it's a matter of policy why he's being so tentative about getting this. And the suspect is just prolonging the inevitable, because at some point we figure out who you are.
Excuse me. Let's see if his prints are any good. Is that who you got?
816
No.
All right, write him down. All right, Mr. Smith, go ahead and have a seat back in the car from them.
That was interesting. So he gave a completely different name. And when he was referred to as Mr. Smith, he didn't say like, my name's not Smith. Why are you calling me Smith? Which is a lot of times what I would get back from people, but it's weird that he didn't say, I'm not Smith. It looks like he's accepted that that's who he is. Or he just didn't realize that that's what he should have done if he wants to continue to pretend he's the other person.
Parole violation, homicide, armed and dangerous, flight forward to a risk. Okay. So, minimum, you don't know who he is, right? Ultimately. And it's definitely worth figuring out, because if he's on probation for murder, which is what this insinuates, then it's definitely worth looking into, right? Although I don't know how someone could be on probation for murder. It might be parole, maybe that's what it means, but at a minimum, you still need to ID this joker, right? So, I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
So the original video is pinned, and looks like this subject ended up being wanted, armed and dangerous. This is from the original video. Federal fugitive for homicide. Car stops are always an unknown. That is why I harp on the tactics so much. You never know who it is that you're going to be interacting with. So safety has to be paramount. I'm gonna take a second to say that I really enjoy all the messages I'm getting. I'm trying to get back to as many of you as I possibly can, so please don't take it as though I'm ignoring you. At some point, I hope to get back to everyone that I possibly can, and shout out the people who go to the civilian academy, because a lot of people don't even know about it. Many police departments have what's called the civilian academy, or the citizens academy rather. And the citizens academy is something that many police departments have, where citizens can attend a shortened form of a police academy and learn a lot about policing. A lot of the things that I talk about here are things that they mention in citizens academy, but even more in depth. And you go to class. In my department, they did it at the academy. So it's a really good opportunity to learn so much about policing. So I would encourage anyone who's interested in policing to potentially engage your department about attending the Citizens Police Academy. And for those of you who are graduates, shout out to you, and continue on if you're in the Citizens Police Academy. It's really a good opportunity for the police and the community to merge and learn quite a bit about each other. A lot of good things coming. The merch store is going up soon. I know I keep getting a lot of messages about the merch. The merch is coming soon. Been working on it and also trying to get out content, so that's also very important. Also, everyone keeps talking about me being on the Newlywed Game. I didn't think that was going to turn into be such a big thing. I don't remember exactly what episode it was, but I think it was Carney Wilson was the host. I think it was her name is Carney Wilson was the host. If you're interested, I don't have a copy of it, but if it's on the internet, it's out there somewhere. Also, we have a very interesting episode of Sergeant Curtis' channel coming up, where you've been asking to see me doing police work. So we're working on something that's going to be a lot of fun and a huge opportunity for everyone to learn. So continue to tune in. I appreciate all the positive messages. Continue to do what you're doing. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and click on the video that's on your screen for more content just like this.